You see what I'm talking about?
Yes. Starts going off like a goddamn rattlesnake.
So, some Pokemon like, I stumbled into two people's streams who were playing through the Pokemon games they just kind of missed out on. And I'm not making fun of either of these people. One of them generally likes my opinions on Pokemon a little bit better than the other guy. The other guy kind of has his own opinions, but he doesn't hate my opinions. But the other guy, I feel, due to his weird nostalgia, he has some odd opinions. Dude hated Infernape.
Well, to be fair, Infernape, well, all of the Pokemon from Generation 4 are...
This is one of my favorite trainer types.
What is this?
It's great is what it is.
Challenged by Burglar. There are people goddamn robbing the place.
Yeah!
Oh, and he has a rapper.
I set you up for a reason.
You know what I was going to bring up in this game? I clicked the wrong fucking move. I meant to go down one, motherfucker. It's actually going to be resisted. I thought I pressed down on the control stick, but apparently fucking no. God damn it, game.
You know we could...
Oh, it's going to basically, like... It only seems to have fire spin. This asshole isn't going to do a lot.
We could also fix the Blastoids in the...
It doesn't really matter.
Menu.
And it just killed itself. Well, it was basically already dead. But anyway, what I was going to say, this can kind of wrap back around to the point I was making. Well, I think Generation 4 and 6, or the two generations, was the best well-rounded set of starters. I will admit, it's not as bad as something like Blaziken and a few other Pokemon, but Infernape...
He likes Blaziken more than Infernape.
Infernape does kind of have a problem of most of its learn. Like, Infernape does have a problem of most of its natural learn set.
It's a better learn set than the fucking Superior line.
Oh yeah, it is, but most of its learn set is garbage.
Oh my god, which is why people consider Superior fucking hard mode.
Because in a lot of cases it is, and that's why fucking Black and White...
It's grass, 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 normal, like one poison move.
But that poison move is Coil. Now, granted, Coil is a really good move, especially because it lets Superior actually run Iron Tail and Aqua Tail decently, you know, as actual really good coverage. But those are optional post-game moves.
My favorite Coil set before this Pokemon was, like, technically banned, my favorite Coil set was the Dragon Dancing Coil Zygarde.
That just sounds evil.
Troll the guy with that once.
Any.
You Dragon Dance and Coil. In case anyone's confused, Coil is attack and defense, while Dragon Dance is speed and attack. So, the Coil Dragon Dance set is boosting your defenses and your...
Also, playing Pokemon and SMT right next to each other is very fascinating, because after that battle, my hand was almost subconsciously hovering over the Y button because I was ready to heal everyone after the battle. It's like, no, I don't have that power.
It's a boober! Best Japanese name.
No, the best Japanese... Actually, there are a lot of good Japanese names, like, God damn it, what was it? It was another one from Generation 1. Oh yeah, I believe the legendary birds are literally just fire, ice, and thunder.
Yeah.
No, the best part about that is they're not even the Japanese words, they're just those words in English.
That is the coolest animation.
No, the coolest animation is Seismic Toss.
But, like,
Anyway, to get back to the point I was trying to make, and as I said,
kill that thing, and
as I said, this is actually
oh.
Muk is physical defense?
It's special defense, but it's...
Okay, then I'm actually going to...
It'll tank this.
It's also from an Eevee, now can I get the flinch?
If you're faster. This is why I did this bullshit. I did. Because... Now, you can attack. If I don't kill, you will kill, because if anyone's going to say that this is resisted, I'm aware of that. But, yeah.
Now, the point I wanted to make, and this goes back to like I had said earlier, Generation 1, and really most of the earlier games, most Pokemon's natural learn sets
is fucking awful.
Are kind of terrible. And Generation 1 is especially bad about it because things had such non-moves. Sun doesn't exist, so that move is fucking useless.
I think they buffed it in this game, but I don't...
Sun doesn't exist, so I say that move is kinda...
We're running crazy mix shenanigans, at least...
Oh, wait, what did you get rid of for that?
Pedal Dance! The one that locks you in. I'd rather have the Draining. Draining at +1 is kind of obnoxious. I love the Burglars in here, that's...
I would have personally recommended to get rid of Facade, but okay.
Facade is... If we're boosting physical...
Just play the damn game.
You just... but you see, we're actually trying.
And apparently that's how you play Pokemon wrong, because Sean's wife beat the goddamn Elite Four of Sun and Moon with a fucking male Salazzle. No, Salandit.
I've still been baffled by... And my theory, and Sean has made fun of this theory I've had on that for years, but what I honestly really do think was going on with that, as you battle Pokemon, you get Eevees, but a lot of the better matchups give you worse Eevees. Like if you're using an Alakazam on fighting types, you're just gonna get physical attack Eevees.
Or HP in a lot of cases. But you have but you have cases where shit actually helps, because for Ultra Sun and Moon it's just a test, because I never did shit like this before. I traded my Ultra Sun and Moon team back into the regular Sun and Moon to basically stack them with TMs and then put them back in the regular game. Because of this, Alakazam had basically Dazzling Gleam, since it was a...
Ooh, a coach trainer!
It basically had a fairy move, since it was the middle stage, so because of that, I was able to kill a lot of Alolan Raticate. And do you know what Alolan Raticate gives you? It gives you speed. And speed on that thing has such a large, like, it's an actual point. It looks like I was actually Eevee training it.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're fucked 6 ways from Sunday.
I was tempted to be, like...
To go back to...
anyway, to get back to the main point, like I said...
Because I had some opinions, let me tell...
Most things, again, I feel most things their learn sets are kind of ass, and because most things learn sets are ass, it's like Generation 1, if you actually go look at the moves most Pokemon have, most of them don't even have 4 moves by the end, or when they... He's big, he's angry. Or when they have 4 by the end, it's basically... It's, filled in with just straight out filler. Like, I swear the champion in the original Red and Blue, his Arcanine still has Ember on it.
Ah, yes!
I believe it doesn't even have Flamethrower. And it's something different, and I think it has a special defense lowering. Also, that's a big angry boy right there.
And you're just fast enough. Yes! Bye! Like, and what I was going to comment on with the Infernape thing, and the reason the guy... It wasn't so much the learn set that he didn't like. And now, what he didn't like, I understand to a point, but I feel was kind of ridiculous. Where his problem with Infernape was like, to him, Infernape was bad because it couldn't tank hits, because it's a sweeper, and he didn't think it was really good at doing damage, which I think is ridiculous.
My question is, why did he pick Infernape as the starter then and not go with Torterra?
Something about because of the other Pokemon games he was playing, he was trying to mix up starter choices.
Yeah, that's fair. Also, I feel like people disrespect Torterra that, like, way too much in those games, because I actually realized looking at its, like, natural learn set and TMs, because it is a ground type, that allows it to almost single-handedly just out-type half the gyms. Like, the first gym is Rock, and because it's Rock, you do good against that one. The second, I believe, is Grass, so people would say you have a disadvantage, but it's actually an advantage for you as long as you keep a non-grass damaging move on that team, because the second, like, a Gardenia, her team has always been fucking weird to me, because it's like, it's a Turtwig when it should evolve into a Grotle, a Cherubi, which is fucking useless, and you remember what the last thing she has is?
Wasn't it, Roserade?
Yeah, it's a Roserade. But, it has no special moves. It is a Roserade, but it has garbage physical moves.
The reason that guy's Infernape opinion kind of bothers me, because he was acting like Infernape doesn't deal damage.
Well, I don't want to be this guy, but what nature did he end up with?
I don't know, and I tried to explain that, you know, to him, and he's somewhat...
Actually, these fuckers are really goddamn fast. Let's just go to the immunity.
I kind of tried to explain that, and only several hours later...
Wait, did he target you?
Yes. You was his target, yes.
Ha!
I went with that name for a goddamn reason.
Oh, good. A one-turn ground move. It's fucking beautiful.
But it's a 95 accuracy.
Look at it go! Beautiful! Wish it was Earthquake, but that's good enough.
Anyhow.
Like I said, I kind of don't want to be like that asshole, because I kind of feel like bringing up the stats and shit is a tiny bit elitist, because you're like telling someone how to play the game, but I always counter that argument with, would you have a black mage or a white mage do physical attacks in like Final Fantasy? When you play 9, do you have Eevee use physical attacks? No, because he's not fucking designed for that.
Infernape! You do have to round it out with TMs, but it offers...
But it has like one of the best goddamn TM sets in the fucking game.
One of the best goddamn TM sets in Pokemon in general.
That is a fire type that gets a grass move that's not Solar Beam. Now, Solar Beam can be useful if you do run shit on a Sun team, but maybe I don't want to run everything on a Sun team. Speaking of which, should we just pick up a Firestone?
Yeah.
Huh. Who was that used to evolve? Well, besides Eevee into the worst one.
And that's a hard exit if you want it. So.
Motherfucker.
What?
Have we done everything in there then?
No!
God damn it.
Hey, I wanted to come out here and shop anyway. I wanted to get some potions and a couple X items.
Anyway, and well, the other thing with Infernape that helps it over Blaziken is, as we've brought up before, I feel...
This guy also thought Blaziken was a better Pokemon.
That's semantic. I feel they're too close to where you really can't say one is better, because isn't it Blaziken is faster, but Infernape hits harder, or is that the other way around?
Blaziken is stronger, Infernape's faster.
Okay, Infernape is faster, and Blaziken hits harder. So you have that to it, but but that's really about it. I feel while they are similar, they're, you know, designed for basically different roles with the abilities and things, to where I feel one is not really better than the other. And that's a general thing when comparing
Knock a good chunk of art.
And that's a general thing people do when comparing starters, which I hate, is, like, oftentimes...
10 of those.
Like, oftentimes you'll have the argument for Blaziken and Infernape being the best in their generation.
10 of those.
Is because, you know, they're designed to be sweepers. They can, like, end battles faster than the other Tinky Pokemon. And I do get that to some degree, but I then raise you with, now granted this thing could have Ice Beam, so I could be incredibly wrong about this. Try having Infernape sweep Crasher Wake's team. Go on, do it. He had a Gyarados.
I know.
Which I think has Ice Beam.
In case we want it, and...
The reason I bring up the Ice Beam thing is that kind of dicks over Torterra. But Torterra also dicks it over.
I'll get an extra guard spec. X items can really, really come in handy. Now that I realize how busted they can be, especially with the...
This goes back to a thing I've just said for years of people, when they don't use something, they just kind of assume it's useless. And also never... As much as vehemently I like to rattle on about silent tutorials, it has basically been proven that people will not use something if the game never tells them to, or gives them any inkling to.
The thing I was going to say, though, back on the Infernape discussion for a minute, I feel him kind of hating Infernape was a little bit...
Well, like I was going to say, Infernape and Blaziken, as I said, I feel they are similar. I generally like Infernape more, but that's because I like a varied moveset. Blaziken doesn't really have a lot of varied moveset to it, and Blaziken kind of bothers me because its special attack is basically fucking worthless.
Foul play! Oh, sweet Jesus, yeah!
We actually see who can learn that.
Oh, sweet Jesus! Oh, I love me some foul play! It's time for the question of the day and my overall thoughts on the topic. So, anyway, what do you guys think of Infernape? Personally, I feel like Infernape is one of the best Pokemon in general. As far as starters go, Infernape is really good, especially in its debut generation. While its natural learn set isn't the greatest, its TM and move tutor potential is very, very good. Infernape has some of the best coverage in all of Pokemon due to how many types of moves it can learn. On top of that, firefighting, especially in Generation 4, is very good, rounded coverage that constantly comes in handy. And I still think its natural learn set is better than the superior line, but that's my opinion. I also think Infernape is very powerful, and the one guy probably had a bad nature or was not fully utilizing Infernape's killing potential. But anyway, you can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments, or you can leave them on social media. My social media links are in the video description. Now, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and leave some comments. If you want to keep up with our videos, hit the subscription button and ring the notification bell. And if you follow me on social media, that helps our communities grow. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video. See you all next time.